Excuse me, miss. I don't know how you got into my car, and I really don't know how you're going to find your way back, because you clearly seem lost. The young man, David, said. Lost? You're the one who's confused, Jane retorted.
Tangled Path, Episode 2.
Jane's mind raced with worry about her father's reaction to her sudden disappearance. My dad is going to be so worried right now. She panicked, her eyes darting around in search of an escape route. Are you a thief or a kidnapper? Suspicion laced her words as she questioned the stranger's motives. What do you want? She demanded with fear. My dad will deliver whatever you need. Hoping to appease him until her dad could intervene, she clutched her phone tightly, waiting for her dad to pick up. David's countenance filled with astonishment, slowly shook his head. Right now, I need to get some rest, he responded. He resolutely reached for the door handle and swung it open, allowing a gust of morning air to permeate the interior of the car. It was 2 a.m. already. It was still very dark. She swiftly followed suit, opening the door so as not to be locked in. As her feet touched the ground, her eyes momentarily fixed upon the car from which she had just emerged. It was an exact replica of her dad's car, the same color and make. As she stood beside the car, her gaze swept across the surroundings. The guy's beautiful residence stood proudly before her, a majestic two-story structure exuding an air of refined elegance. Its spotless exterior displayed exquisite architectural details that had been carefully designed to perfection, bursting with an array of vibrant flowers. "Hello, Dad," she uttered with desperation evident in her voice, relieved as her father finally answered the phone. "Some guy took your car," and her words stumbled, and she paused to gather her thoughts, attempting to apply logic to the perplexing situation. As her thoughts raced, she questioned her own reasoning, realizing the absurdity of her words. What am I saying? He clearly doesn't look like a thief, she thought. Where are you, Jane? Her father's voice boomed through the phone, with concern and frustration. I was in your car, and she stammered, her words trailing off as her eyes instinctively darted toward the car's license plate. And then, like a bolt of lightning, realization struck her. What the heck was I thinking? Was I sleepwalking? She questioned herself. Panic surged within her, causing her heart to race. Jane, are you still a kid? Her father exclaimed, a mix of annoyance and disappointment in his voice. Jane remained quiet, knowing that any response she gave would only further increase his frustration. Give the phone to the owner of the car, her father commanded sternly, like he already knew what had happened. Jane reluctantly obeyed, handing the phone to the gentleman, who had patiently waited for her to finish her call. My dad wants to speak with you, she said calmly and handed her phone to him. He hesitated a bit, looking at her with an unreadable expression before taking the phone from her.
His tired facade softened slightly as he took the phone, understanding the gravity of the situation. At that moment, Jane couldn't help but feel angry at herself. Good day, sir. David Kingsley, sir. Yes, okay, sir. No problem. Amen, sir. His words laced with a touch of formality. His polite address reflected a familiarity that suggested he had known her father for some time. As their conversation progressed, it became evident to Jane that David was acquainted with her father by his courteous acknowledgement of her father's instructions. Once the call ended, David handed the phone back to her. You'll be staying with him for tonight, and he'll bring you back tomorrow morning, her dad said. You're lucky he's Mr. Kingsley's son, David. If anything, call me, her dad said, and hung up. Confusion filled Jane's thoughts as she wondered who Mr. Kingsley was. What do I do at this point? She let out a heavy sigh and turned slowly, her face flushed with embarrassment, to face David, who had paid her no heed, as he casually walked towards the entrance door. How courteous of you, she muttered with bitter sarcasm in her voice. Reluctantly, she trailed behind him, her steps mirroring his. As they ascended the dimly lighted staircase, her anxiety grew into an overwhelming tide of despair. I am so doomed, she cried inwardly. She pondered why her father had allowed her to stay the night with a complete stranger. Though the lateness of the hour made returning home an impossible feat, she couldn't help but question the decision. I can't do this, she cried out silently to herself. She opened the door after him, and was met by the enormous and beautiful sitting room, the interior surpassing all her expectations. It was a sight that took her breath away. She had pictured a less impressive interior. However, the reality was quite the opposite. It was spacious, with gleaming marble floor. Neatly arranged furniture exuded an air of elegance and sophistication. Delicate flowers graced the room with their presence, adding warmth and a delightful fragrance to the air. As she stood there, captivated by the beauty surrounding her, he paused in his tracks, sensing her awe. He turned to face her. She could see his face, clearly as the bright lights illuminating his features in exquisite details. He was undeniably handsome. He seemed like a living embodiment of every romantic hero she had ever read about. He appeared exhausted, yet his gaze made her freeze. With a mischievous grin, he broke the silence, his voice tinged with a hint of playfulness. So, he began drawing out the word, your dad's house too, yeah?
Tangled Paths, a story by Faith Abbey. You can get the book on Amazon. Click on the link in the description.